Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Brave Fencer Musashi for the Sony PlayStation 1. In the last video, we did a little bit of side questing. We got a few Minkus, and we also saved the Castle Doctor. But there's still a little more that we can do before we go back into the dungeon at the restaurant. And in order to do that, we're going to have to head back to Twin Peak Mountain. It's actually a good thing that I did things in this manner, because, as you're about to find out, there is a shortcut for what we're going to get there. As I said in the last video, I wanted to know if I could rescue the Weaver at this point, because she was the only person left to rescue at Twin Peak Mountain, and the answer is yes. So, I'm going to equip the Water Scroll as soon as the gameplay kicks back up. And then, I'm going to use it at a specific point in this road. This isn't it, but I might as well use it just for the money anyway. Now, once we get over here, we can use the Water Scroll to get to this dock. When we move past the dock, or at least try to, we'll end up over here. We skip out on a bunch of area that we don't need to go back to ever again, because, well, we found almost everything here up to this point. And if I could do the double jump, that would be great. Hoping I didn't do that a little too close to the ledge there. And that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I was in line with that. I was not. Now I am. Alright. And it's a good thing I have the Crosswind Cup, because that takes care of that super easy. Now, right here, at this particular pole, you want to climb all the way up, as high as you can. Then you want to double jump to the right. You'll land right here. You must have the legendary belt to rescue Weaver Dinneretta. Thank you for saving me. You're my hero. I think I'd be able to make you a pretty quilt. If you find some cloth, bring it to me. Goodbye. And our BP is now up to 300. So our HP and BP is now as high as it can be at this point in the game. And by this point, I mean the end of round, or chapter 3. I'm actually going to use the Water Scroll to make my way further here, but it won't get me past the mountain, the rest of the mountain that I need to cross, so I can't use it as a shortcut to get past the platforms. I still have to take the platforms back. But at the same time, we don't have to use the cave system, the 2 cave areas, to get back to where we need to go either. Ow. How are you not in range? Okay. Now just walk onto the dock. You don't need to activate the Water Scroll. Not until you get back to this screen anyway. Once you get here, that's when you use it again. And you can kind of use it to get back here. And the coins are back, so Might as well. And this is a lot easier to do with the double jump. Okay. Let us get back. Get out of here. Let us get back to... Let us get back to the castle. I finally say after 3 tries. Because I keep thinking I'm not near the wall. We'll still have time to get back into the restaurant, don't worry. Like, multiple zombies come out of the restaurant. As long as we're fast as soon as we come back from the castle, we'll be good. We'll have that going for us. So let's go ahead and visit. At this point, we should have 25 of 35 people on the rescue list.
Sir Musashi, why did thou cometh hither?
And... Yep. We're there. Alright. Let us visit the Weaver. Because the Knitter told us to do that. Since we have the Weaver and the Knitter, we can finally get the legendary cloth out of our inventory. My hero, I think I'll be able to make you a pretty quilt. Oh my. Could this be the legendary cloth? And from here you can either make a quilt, which you can use anywhere in the game to bring your tiredness meter to 0 outside of the inn or your room in the castle, or you can create the legendary gloves, which increases the rate that you get critical hits. Basically, you can either get the legendary quilt, which allows you to be never tired outside of the village, or you can make the legendary gloves that ups your critical hit rate. I'm making the gloves. Once you make a choice, you can't back out. And sadly, you can't get both. So it's one or the other. Yes, sir. I'll do anything to make my hero happy. Please come back in 3 days. Goodbye. So we'll need to come back on day 55 to get the legendary gloves.
Taketh care on your journey.
Alright. Let me get a drink of my tea, and then we'll head back to the village. And from here, we need to head back to the restaurant. Open the door. Thank you.
Maybe I missed something.
Yes, it's called the Crest Guardian.
Check it out.
Spoiler alert, that's actually what you'll be fighting, because... well, he doesn't tell you yet. But you'll basically be fighting a Crest Guardian anyway. So we need to go all the way across from where we enter. Double jump over.
Looks like I have to insert something. Maybe I ought to shove that statue in there.
Over the pit, and then walk up to the door so we can ram in the statue.
Just as I thought.
Now he tells you. So now you know for a fact, if you pause the game at any time at this point, that you have to face a Crest Guardian. Well, what are we waiting for? Oh, and you'd better have the water scroll equipped so you can get across this room. Okay. 29% tired. I will have the sleep before I faced a boss. I know it'll bring me back to only 20% tired. I thought maybe I'd be able to hit the bat there, but nope. You are not hitting me today. And even if you mess up on jumping from platform to platform, like right there, I slipped off the edge as soon as I landed. But because I landed and then slipped off, the game counts it as me sticking the landing on that platform, and it takes me back to that platform when I land in the lava. So yeah, this is where you'll really get a workout with the legendary belt as you jump from platform to platform. It's pretty self-explanatory when you see the room. Now we have some more things to avoid. We have to avoid getting hit by these little spike things. And yes, the Bencho-type radar does kick in here. And we will get to that Bencho field momentarily. It's the only one in this area, and I want to make sure I don't miss it. So let's wrap around. Let's not fall into the lava while we do it. Let's wrap around and get to here. You cannot absorb those fireballs that come out of the lava and chase you, by the way. If you need to, you can just use the water shield as like a way to shield yourself from a hit and save yourself like getting hit. And that's not where I want to go. When you have the fork in the road, ow, apparently you go back to dry land in case you burn up. At this fork, you want to go south, not east. That way, you can rescue Taster Salmonelli. Uh-oh. This food is also poisoned. Huh? Where am I? If you're poisoned, you shouldn't be feeling good. I have no idea what's going on here. This doesn't look like the castle's dining hall. Did you save me? You know, every day I have the thrill of not knowing if it'll be my last day of being alive. Being a taster for the king truly makes one feel uneasy. And we now have 305 BP. So now we have as much as we should have. By the end of Chapter 3. Now to take the path we should be taking. And I jumped right into a torch. Good going. Watch out for the fireballs. They will hit you if you don't time your movements correctly. And I'll go ahead and smack these guys around just to get them out of the way. You can get rid of these guys with the water scroll, but I just avoid them. And yes, you have to throw the Vambies into the switches, or at least the one switch that's here, just to get past the spike trap. Now, thankfully, that's the gist of the dungeon. Now for one more room. Now here, it pretty much beats you upon the head with the hint that you have to use the water scroll here. Just charge it up. Shoot down the flames. When one goes out, go to the next one. You may have to get this. And we're at 60% tired at this point. Yeah, you may have to use the scroll for every flame that you approach. And I got burned, but I didn't take any damage. The water scroll is really good for that. And when you extinguish all 4 flames with the water scroll, this door opens. Once you go in here, you are facing the Crest Guardian. Now, during the battle, time will pass, but you do not get tired. Nevertheless, I want to get my tired meter back to 20%. It's a lot better if I do things this way. And I want to switch back to the Water Scroll. You'll be keeping the Water Scroll script for most of this battle. Anyway, cutscene time.
This must be the second Crest Guardian. Uh-oh, it's starting to move. What a loser. The ceiling's collapsed and he can't move. Geek.
Crest Guardian, Relic Keeper. So we beat him, we're going to beat Chapter 3. That flame is going to be your main adversary throughout this battle. So get the Water Scroll going. You'll want to hit this flame with the Water Scroll as much as you can. When he turns blue, you'll want to be ready to double jump over the blue flames that come your way when he turns into the Flame Falcon, so to speak. And keeping that around in case I get hit. And when he turns into a sword, that flame, you want to hit it with the Water Scroll. I am getting quite a bit of hits off against this boss. And eventually, the flame will disappear, and the orb on the boss will light up. When that happens, you want to pause the game and switch to the normal sword. Then, hit the orb with Lumina. Then you'll want to switch back to the Water Scroll. That ends the first phase. Now it's time for the second. Once again, be ready to hit the boss. And now the boss will be bouncing around the walls and the floor and the ceiling. You want to get as much damage on the boss as you can. Now, when the boss does this, the boss does the little Gradius waves. And then the boss will turn into a column of fire, and that's when you want to do as much damage as you can to the boss. Now the boss is doing the little Gradius waves again. And at this point, he'll go back to doing the fire column. You want to avoid the falling fire if you can. At least the scroll will help you with that. And then it's back to this. Oh! Well, that ends the second phase. Now for the third. So after we hit the orb, when the flame disappears for a second time, it's time to start dealing with even more new techniques. And now the boss is going to do something new. Six spinning rods of blue fire. You'll need to move back and forth and do the double jump to avoid them all until he stops doing this. And now you're doing this. It is possible to hit the eyes at the start of that attack, but you're not going to get that much damage in. And it's the bouncy attack again. And this time he'll actually drop flames. He will drop blue flames. And this time, you'll have to deal with 3 flames. Time your double jumps carefully. There's the flame sword. You'll have to do a lot more damage with the water shield to actually extinguish this. And I am getting a lot of shots in. And now, okay. The spinning rods attack can go either counterclockwise or clockwise, so you need to be very careful with that attack and just pay attention with where the rods are going. Also, this attack. Oh, sometimes he can go back to the other side after the first time. There we go. We've done enough damage to the flame. Hit the orb with Lumina one more time. We're done. Musashi received the Relic Keeper's core. The Water Crest has been liberated. Limit level has increased. Max BP increased by 25. Ailments are cured. How refreshing.
Do I have to wait? This is so boring. It doesn't seem like Musashi will ever come and save me. Hey! I didn't realize it before, but isn't this a Bincho type? Come to think of it, they were talking about summoning another hero. I know! I'll do another hero summon and get another hero to save me! I'm such a genius! Okay, come out, come out! Alright, I did it! Like I must be a genius to be able to summon 2 heroes.
Well, who are you, young man? I am Kojiro. Where's Musashi?
Sir Kojiro, what a hunk! Take me away from here!
I am sorry, but I do not have the time. I must challenge Musashi to a duel.
What are you saying? I summoned you here. If you don't listen to me, you won't be able to return to your world. Do you understand?
I must get revenge. That is all I care about.
Too bad, princess. Well, good timing. If you want to fight Musashi, come with me.
I understand.
Is this a joke? You're not thinking of taking someone else's man, are you? How cruel.
Chapter 4, The Duel at Dragon Island. Okay, first of all, Princess, you could have just told him that, you could have just led him to Musashi instead of Topo doing it. Good grief. And because of that, you're now still kidnapped. Fun. But at least we're not tired anymore. And we now have 330 BP. And we are at level 17, which brings us to a new rank of duelist. So, Kojiro. He is based on a real character. The real Kojiro is linked inextricably to the real Musashi. And I will get into that when the time comes. For now, we are now at the beginning of Chapter 4. We still have a bit of a wait before we can, do things. But we can still save our game. And that's what I'm planning to do. Also, we have the happy music again. We have the normal village music this time.
Welcome. Make yourself at home.
Alright. Do you say anything new? Those ghouls are finally gone. It's all thanks to you, Musashi. Well, I kind of expected that to happen. We are at the beginning of Chapter 4 after all. And we might as well go ahead and save it up right here. Alright. Join me next time where we try to figure out what to do next. And then do it. And maybe do some other things at the same time, too. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!